She has played Zomboid with us before. Only a couple streams. Like she had fun with it, but the last couple times she's had other stuff she's wanted to get done that we've done it. So we haven't really played much in the way of multiplayer since then. I mean, I think it was fun. Like she joined us and everything. I don't think it's her kind of game though. Like she tends not to be like the permadeath kind of person when it comes to playing games. But like, I'll give her credit for trying and everything, because like, chat was kind of just joking one day, like, hey, you know, you should get your wife to play, and I'm like, I don't think she'll play. Like, it's not really her thing. She's like, I'll give it a go. It's like, all right, good enough for me. Like, I even told her, it's like, even if you play it once and go, nah, not my thing. It's like, that's fine. But yeah, and we played like, I think it was like a good 3 or 4 times on stream, if I remember correctly. Like, she was doing fine, you know, she'd take the occasional death, but like, that's, you know, that's Project Zomboid. That's not, oh, I want to deal with the cul-de-sac. That's not a thing about like an individual player's skill. Project Zomboid, when you start, you will die. Like anyone just starting, it's like, but I die a lot. It's like, yeah, this is Project Zomboid. Like the advertisement is, you know, this is the story of how you died, and then they just show the thing where it's like, I did X and X and X and X, and this is how I died. I was smarter, but not smart enough, and this is how I died. I took the car, and this is how I died. It's not, this is how I built up an impenetrable fortification that the zombies could never hurt me in. No, that's no fun. And I'm just waiting here. I'm pretty, like, we already had our helicopter during the stream. There's not, I don't think we'll have another helicopter at all during the stream. Because usually, per stream, I'll have 1 to 2 helicopters. Well, we did have a helicopter right away at the beginning, which usually would mean I would get 2 helicopters in a stream. Because we had a couple hours in the middle that we did multiplayer, that's that much time that wasn't on this run, so you get the idea. Yeah, so right now what we're doing is we're trying to just clear out the area. We are trying to wipe out all the zombies in Riverside. So to do that, for the first part, I'm just going to drive around the various areas, clear out all the zombies we see. I saw that big group back there. We'll deal with them in a second. We'll run around the different areas we see, kill the zombies we see, keep doing that until we go through all of Riverside. At which point, I'll start trying to find like a vehicle with sirens or whatever, strategically place it somewhere in the center of town, blast the sirens, you know, if the helicopter rolls through, we'll do it up here. We basically do that till zombies stop showing up in any meaningful manner. Not that like literally no zombies show up, but that, you know, we're going there and run the sirens and like 10 zombies show up, and it's like, okay, you know, it's as cleared can be. Because the zombies do migrate and all that. So rather than focus on just like continuously killing 3 or 4 zombies a day doing that way, because it'll take us absolutely forever, we just move on to the next target. And then I make it a point once every like month or every other month to roll back into the places we've cleared, run the sirens, draw out any zombies that have been in the area. How do I kill tons of them? I go like, I walk up, I hold the left mouse button, and they fall over dead. And I do it again. And again. I don't do burns, I don't do it like there's no magic trick happening. We are just like, we have used guns, but of our 33,000 kills, I would say the guns maybe make up probably just over 1,000. I mostly use guns when I'm like, I have too many bullets, let's get rid of some bullets. That's when I use my guns. And then because this run is about killing the zombies, not about looting, I actually won't go into most of these houses. Once the city gets mostly clear, I will actually roll through here where I'm blasting my horn, that kind of stuff, to get all the zombies to smash down the doors and all that, so I don't have to go in there after them. Because looting every place is not my objective, it's just kill them all. I personally have not. I know a lot of people who've made and used Molotov cocktails. For me, I don't do any kind of burns at all. Like, I just don't start fires to kill zombies. And it's not like I have some, like, moral objection or anything to that. It's just, for me personally, it's entirely too environmentally destructive. You know, you set off a fire, a zombie wanders into a house, now you're missing a house, destroys all the loot. You get the idea. And like the fire can get out of control so fast. You can sit there and start a fire, put it like it catches a building on fire in Riverside, and you're like, oh no, this kind of sucks. And you come back and then half of Riverside is just burned down. It's just like, oh, okay. I guess I don't have this town on my map anymore. And again, I have, like, no problems with people who do burns. Like, that's fine. It's just my stance is if I have no choice but to do burns to be able to succeed, I will simply lower the zombie pop. And we are currently at the absolute maximum zombie pop at over 33,000 kills. I'm feeling pretty confident that I don't have to do burns. I believe all you need is, like, a bottle of bourbon, a ripped... I think it's just a ripped rag, and then you have to have either matches or a lighter on your person. I believe that's all you need. And then I think you equip it like you would any other weapon, and the difference is you throw it. And you just be very careful, because you can absolutely botch the throw and just drop it at your feet kind of thing, where you misclick kind of thing, and then you're on fire and you die. Because while fire takes forever to kill a zombie, when you, the player, catch on fire, it is like you are made of the fastest burning kindling that has ever burned. Your life just vanishes. Yeah, beer and gas won't work. I believe it has to be like... I want to say it's the whiskey bottles definitely work. But it has to be like a hard liquor. Because like in real life, if you try to ignite a beer... Oh, empty bottles? I have no idea. I haven't made the Molotov cocktailing game. I was under the impression you had to use like a full liquor bottle. You know what? We can find out. Let's look. Let's learn together. Okay. Oh, I see. So yeah, so you need, it looks like a wine bottle or a whiskey bottle, gas, and a rag. Yeah, so it has to be a wine bottle or a whiskey bottle from the looks of it. I can't tell if that's a beer bottle or not. I can't see it well enough. But yeah, now I just never make them, so I didn't know. I mean, I don't know, like the only thing I can tell you here is this lists these three bottles, and then this shows a bottle of. Okay, so this is the one this is a recipe I knew where it's just you have bourbon in a bottle and you can use it. But yeah, this shows just these three bottles. Like clearly the plastic bottle isn't one of them and all that kind of stuff. But like I don't know if it's the like because it looked like the wine bottle was definitely one of them and the empty whiskey bottle was the other one. I can't tell what the other ones were, if they're just different wine bottles or what. Yeah, I'm guessing you need a wine bottle or a whiskey bottle. Or, you know, it's whiskey. When I say whiskey, I'm talking whiskey, bourbon, all those, like, I don't remember what the actual text says. Liqueur. I guess I do need to go down this road. These are the roads I don't like going down and checking because there's tree cover everywhere. So, like, you can't really see what's going on with the zombies. So you can just roll into the middle of zombies and not even realize it. As demonstrated from the zombies who just showed up. That truck looks like it's in really good shape. I mean, 87 isn't a great trunk for this particular truck, but this doesn't look terrible. I saw the zombie up there. No. Good engine. Yeah, that's the danger is, like, when you have trees on the side, you can roll right up on zombies and not see them till the last second. On top of that, like, it's just, they become such a problem. Like, one of the things you can run into in this game is if I'm fighting a zombie and you pass through a tree or whatever, and you lose sight of the zombie for a second, even if your hit is lined up to where it would hit the zombie, if you're not able to see the zombie in that moment, it doesn't hit. So you can 100% run to a situation where you're backing up, there's a zombie there, you put a hit in to give you some space, your hit misses, and that, you know, slows you down enough that they get in range to get their hit off, and you basically die because the tree blocked your line of sight for a fraction of a second. So yeah, trees are evil. In real life, trees are your friend. In Project Zomboid, trees are the enemy. Yep, trees are collaborators. Good, they did aggro. Alright, you have a nightstick, so I want to grab that. I mean, I have played a lot of Factorio, and I do agree. Trees are where the grenades go. I didn't think I grabbed the nightstick yet. Did I? In this game you don't get grenades, but they were talking about Factorio. So Factorio, the problem with trees is they're just in the way everywhere. And so you go and you have to keep cutting the stupid things down, or burning them down, or dealing with them always. And the thing is, if you burn them down, it actually makes the game harder, because it makes the natural enemy in the game, the biters, more aggressive and angrier, because it produces a lot of pollution. It prevents the pollution from going away. Cool, I'll take that stuff. So there's that. But like, so if you go chop them down, it is a very menial task, And you can make the little robots do it, but then you gotta drag the things that have the robots come around with you, and that robots are like mid-game. But, so what a lot of what a lot of Factorio people will do in the game is you can get grenades pretty early, and they're not particularly expensive. So you'll just start mass producing grenades, and when you run to a forest, you'll just run out there with like 50, 60 grenades and just start hucking them at the trees. Not that long, because one of the things that's really nice about Factorio is because it gradually unlocks stuff for you. You know, like you'll go, okay, here's the introduction stuff. You know, kind of get your first aids. Alright, thank you again, Pineapple Pizzas, for the raid. You sleep well, and you have a good day with your meetings and all that tomorrow. Where's my garden hoe? So the nice thing about Factorio is because it's introducing mechanics like one-by-one type thing, it does a good job. There's also a tutorial/demo that walks you through like the very basics, and it has like built-in guides and all that. Don't fall for a Cog3D. Big Pizza wants you to want pizza. When you gotta keep note, it's not a pineapple pizza, it's Pineapple's pizza. So it's like the pineapple owns the pizza. Like, and Pineapple is just not down with being, you know, like, the Pineapple Pizza does really not down with having, you know, itself on pizza. Like, it's very anti-cannibalism. I actually have no idea what, you know, that streamer's view on the take is. I assume they're perfectly cool with Pineapple Pizza. I'm just being a dork about it. Like, if you're ordering the pizza for yourself and enjoying it, cool. Okay, so they're using the mind-controlling radio waves to make you want pizza. Just an upside-down slice. Yeah, Cog3D. I've actually had a few people bring that up. I'm willing to bet, for me personally, I'm guessing the matter is the pineapple pizza. Pineapple is one of those ingredients you only use in that place on pizza, so it's probably hard to inventory, versus like you look at most of the ingredients that you would inventory otherwise, you're talking deli meats and that kind of stuff that last a long time, and cheeses that last a long time, and then there's probably a couple different types of pizzas that have those, versus pineapple is a fruit that doesn't particularly have a great shelf life. It's not terrible, but not great. And then on top of that, you have exactly one item on your menu to use it for. So I don't think it's like some moral stance against pineapple pizza so much as a business going, this costs us a bunch of money, and if people don't order it, we lose out, so we're just not going to stock it. We'd rather stock other stuff. You're probably right. It probably is frozen like the other ingredients. Even then, even if the spoiling part's out of there, it still holds true that, okay, that's just one more thing that they have to have on their menu that, if it's not selling enough units, they'd rather just shave the menu down. Because I have noticed a number of restaurants, even outside the pineapple pizza, you know, they've been cutting back their menus, like getting rid of stuff that has single ingredients. And yeah, so the idea is that's not necessarily the military giving updates. Supposedly in this world they have like a fully automated weather system. Like, you know, maybe the military set it up or whatever, but it's a fully, completely automated, no human interaction required weather automation system or whatever. Completely unrealistic, but you know, it's a video game. Video game's gonna do what video game's gonna do. But yeah. And I would imagine when it comes to like the amount of pizzas you sell at a place, you probably sell a hell of a lot of like pepperoni and cheese pizza for like all like the Little League baseball games, the classroom events, Cub Scouts, you know, family get-togethers with like all like the extended family where you know you're having a real meal, and then like the kiddos being picky eaters, you deal with them that way. But I imagine almost all those are going to be like really basic pizzas, like, you know, safe ones like pepperoni, cheese, maybe bacon pizzas, like very, very little experimentation on there. Like you're not even gonna get like a ham pizza. That's just right out. That's exotic by comparison. Then you have the people who get pizzas for themselves. Those are the individuals who are more likely to get a pineapple pizza, but they'd either get like a pineapple pizza or again still pepperoni, cheese, that kind of stuff. Meat lovers, Sicilian, white pizza, whatever. And so you're talking about like only one of the, and I'm willing to bet when you talk total pizza sales, I would be hard pressed to believe that like the catered pizzas is not a significant part of their business. Because sure, families order, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 pies, all depending on the size of the family. But like then you go to you know, but then you go to like a baseball game and you're ordering like 20, 30 pizzas because you got 2 teams of kids to feed. Yeah. It's actually one of the jokes me and my wife has is literally everything that exists in the world is better with chocolate or cheese. Some can do both. Not many, but some can do both. But no matter what, chocolate or cheese will go with anything. And someone's going to be like, Jell-O, and I'll go, chocolate syrup. May not be a perfect match made in heaven, but I'm sure it's not bad. And it even works like if you do the thing where like, haha, well what if I had cheese and you wanted to put cheese on? It's like, well guess what? Cheese works with cheese. Oh yeah. So clearly we made enough noise for this place to matter. Like I didn't think we would have made enough noise, but all the doors are missing on every single one of these places. Like this place was clearly... Oh yeah, they would have heard us up here. Yep. 135 trunk space is pretty nice. It has the tiniest sliver of gas already in it. Got an engine worth mentioning? Ooh. Alright. That's a pretty solid vehicle right there. What was the engine on the vehicle I'm driving again? I want to say it was only like 380 or 360. Yeah, 360. Alright, Spiffo Van, you're my new ride. The horsepower in the van was, I believe, 400. I am using a garden hoe at the moment. Alright, Cog3D, you have a good evening. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill the zombies right here, first of all. But then I'm going to move some gas over to the Spiffo van, tow this car I don't know. Tow this car someplace other than where... Wait, is that a doctorate? Oh, my goodness. We're going to learn more doctorates. There might be... Yeah, you're probably right. There is probably ones in there. Zombie. That's fine. So what I do is I want to fuel up this Biffo because it has like a singular unit of gas in it, which is probably, like, I probably could get it to the gas station with that, but I want more. Dead battery. So I gotta get a new battery for it. That'll be fine. We can do that. Oh, I should have checked unhappiness and bored. That's fine. We'll make the next one into a salad. We are killing zombies. Like, we're just wandering around killing zombies. I was trying to take that Spiffo van, but the battery is completely hosed. By that I mean it has no charge. So I'm going to take that battery out of it, because we can take it back to our main base and recharge it. And we'll end up taking the Spiffo van later. Yeah, the only thing wrong with this is its rear windshield is damaged. Everything else is in good shape here. Oh, you got a small gas tank? Boo. Boo. That's still fine. It's still not bad. How'd you damage the hood on the green car? Probably hit stuff. It happens. Like, no matter how hard you try, you are going to hit stuff from time to time. Be it zombies that stroll out in front of you. Be it trees that jump out in front of you. Be it fire hydrants and telephone poles, who very clearly moved in your way. You hit stuff. Alright, there's another group down here. Oh, I never planted the plants I need to plant. That's right, I think we're about to run out of fish anyways. So yeah, so I probably need to run back to my main base, plant a bunch of stuff, so we get produce going, and then pull up some more fish so we have food for right now. Thank you for the follow, Sushi XYZ. Welcome to the stream. Do I think this little car can tow that van? It probably will be terrible. I probably shouldn't even consider it. Especially as far as I'm thinking about towing said van. But I am curious. Oh yeah, that's great for the little green car suspension. Would you look at that? Oh, that's actually not that bad. Why is that not that bad? This should be terrible. Like, this should be absolutely dreadful to tow. Riverside to Ekron, but you know, yeah, it still has a 360 horsepower engine in it, so it's not a terrible engine, but like the height difference between those, you look at that little car where it's just all but not on its back wheels, and like, oh, that would just destroy the sport car suspension in real life. Because that'll work out if I can tow this home, because what I can do is where I need to fish, I need to do the plants and all that, I can take the battery for the Spiffo van, hook it up, do all the other crap I need to do, and then by the time I'm done, pull back that, you know, grab that engine back off the battery charger, and have a perfectly good working Spiffo van. It'll also be nice because what that also mean is I still have my backup car up here, but I don't have like multiple backups up here. I'd rather have multiple cars in like my main base location. Like I have a truck that, well, I had a truck that 400 horsepower engine that really struggled to tow a couple of things that were nowhere near as impressive as the Spiffo vans for so far as size. Towing this game just gets weird. Alright, we got a pretty decent number of zombies here. Didn't mean to bang my head against the microphone, it's fine, it's just the earpiece on my headset. Alright, you can have my garden hoe. We'll go ahead and put the crowbar in the back. Oh, you find the battery chargers? You typically find those in auto mechanic shops. Some of the cities will have like a garage that's like an auto mechanics garage. You'll usually find a couple of batteries, some tires, you have stuff like a jack and all that, but you can also find a you can find battery chargers, and they're pretty reliably found there. Almost every time you see a garage, you'll find one. And when I say garage, I'm talking like a commercial garage, not like a residential one. Like a proper mechanic's garage. Okay, so this should keep it in first gear, which seems to be like the sweet spot. We got tiniest bit faster when you're in second gear, but then it was kind of acting a little weird. Yep, so it's like I'll show you what it looks like in the menu, but you place it on the ground and then you can hook batteries up to it. It even has like a graphic for it and everything. I'm just gonna adjust in my seat. So this is going to be a little bit of a trek. That is the idea, NG Saint. The mall's one of the later targets, though. Currently, the plan of the order of operations is Ekron, Riverside, Rosewood, Muldrow, West Point, the mall, whatever it is, the station city or whatever it is. There's a little area just south of Louisville that has a couple of houses, then Louisville proper. But you're probably talking like, in-game wise, the mall is probably a year away. What was that weapon I saw there? Let's talk, zombie. What you packing over there? Bread knife, get out of here. No one wants a bread knife. Gotcha. Saucy Dime is saying, found a battery charger in the garage of one of the gated houses in Louisville. Triple garage, lots of cars and equipment. Yep, for those who have watched the channel, that's where we set up our base during our cryogenic winter run, is the house they're talking about, because that's the only one that fits that description. But yeah, it's basically like that. Yep, we do intend to push for Louisville. I mean, that's the long-term goal. If we're being entirely realistic, that is a very, very, very long way away. So we'll see how far we get, because all it takes is one mistake and then this whole thing is over. Because this isn't one of those ones that if I die halfway through, I'm making a new character and continuing. If we die, then we'll probably do a different challenge or something like that for a while, and then come back around to this some other point in time. Because this particular challenge I'm doing is such a time investment to do. Like, if I just try and do it back to back, I won't do anything but this challenge, which is fine, but I know people like to see me mix up the content at least a little bit. Yeah, so this is the fastest we're gonna get going, which is fair. I'm basically towing a giant van with like a vehicle that looks like it's maybe in the area of like a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord hatchback, like an 87. Yeah, this looks to me like an 87 Honda Civic hatchback, or like an 88 Honda Civic hatchback. It's just not that ugly bronze color that was so popular at that point. Yep, and you will notice I'm taking the fish and I'm putting in here. That's because the fish is getting stale and boring. So we're putting in the salad bowl and calling it a fish salad, because then it makes it so it's a lot better. It actually can also do weird stuff like extend the shelf life. Like, I should have shown you beforehand. We took one of these fishes that give us -10 happiness, or like make us bored and unhappy. And we put in a bowl, and now it's like, oh, it makes us ever so slightly happy. Cool. Excuse me, please don't stand down the road. And yeah, I saw the one behind us. I was mostly worried about the ones in front of us I could just walk in between. Augusta said, I spent my first night at my new base, but got night terrors. They're just... It's like when you move into a new home, and it's like, you know, it's not. It is your new home, and you're happy, and you're proud, like you bought it, all that kind of stuff. At the same time, like, it's new. It's scary. Like, it's a big responsibility. This is going to be slow. I do apologize for how slow this is going to be. Want to buy better towing. Nice. Houses with free water dispensers are always a plus. And for those of you tuning in, just as a reminder, we will be playing, well, we still have probably a bit over 2 hours left in the stream. Sometimes they go long depending on what's going on in the game and all that, or like if people raid me right close to the end, I'll usually go long, so you're not doing that juggle thing where someone raids you and then you immediately kick them off to someone else and then they get kicked off to someone else, which can be very just really rough and annoying as the viewer / user on Twitch. But yeah, so usually I'll wrap up about 4 a.m. EST. But then I start stream at 5 p.m. EST. So we'll be back 5 p.m. EST tomorrow. We'll be playing more Project Zomboid. That will be strictly just this run. I mean, unless I die, but that'll just be continuing this run. There won't be multiplayer or anything like that. Tuesday's the only day we typically do multiplayer, and sometimes we do move it around. You know, if availability is a problem. Lots of people have their own work schedules, so sometimes you just gotta play ball with whatever you got. Not always, but quite often. The times I don't stay up to that late is either one, if you hit like a really natural break point that's like, okay, it's probably not, it wouldn't make sense for us to keep stream going. Like, if, for example, I was playing this run and like 3 a.m. we take a death, I'm like, alright, well, I'm not going to start a new run at 3 a.m. my time. So we'd wrap up stream early in that type of situation. Or if just, you know, real life responsibilities, I've got something I need to wake up for, then I won't stay up that late. But a lot of people know I have gone on to sabbatical. I've been working hard for 20 plus years, full time, sometimes many jobs at the same time. And said, to hell with it, I want a break. So I'm taking a break. And then during my break, I was like, well, I'm already streaming a bunch. Maybe I'll stream a bunch. See how it goes. But yeah, so most days I do start at 5 p.m. and then wrap up at 4 a.m. EST. Sometimes we do start late, again, with real life responsibilities, that kind of stuff. And even not responsibilities, like there's times like I want to make sure I do stuff like, you know, for Valentine's Day we went out and did like, me and my wife did a date night and all that sort of stuff. So I still did stream that day, but we had like got on a reservation, did all that kind of stuff, had ourselves a nice thing. And it wasn't like actual Valentine's Day, we did it before, because dealing with all that crap on actual Valentine's Day is just not, like, no one's having fun. Because there's lines and crowds and overworked servers and all that kind of stuff. But so we did that, and it ended up being like, once we got home and everything like settled down for the evening, they were like, all right, yeah, let's, you know, do the regular thing where I hop on stream, you know, she watches her shows, that kind of thing. So, this is the downside of towing, for the record. You can never particularly tow fast. And even when you can tow fast, you usually shouldn't because physics gets super wonky and dangerous. So, unfortunately, you just kind of have to put up with it. Now, if it's extra cars in your neighborhood, usually what I recommend doing is just going, alright, well, just go back home, run, go take a walk towards your new vehicle that you're acquiring, and then drive it home, and that's how you deal with it. But since we were in Ekron is where we live, and this vehicle was in Riverside, and I already have a backup vehicle staged in Ekron, I was like, alright, well, I don't need two of the same car staged in Riverside. Like, that doesn't seem like a good use of time for me. What is my favorite town in the game? I am a big fan of Ekron. That's probably my favorite town to actually get a run started off in. Just because you have the availability of so much there. It's not quite low pop, but it's not quite medium pop. It's somewhere in that ballpark. So, especially when you're doing like ridiculously high population runs, it's a place that's not like super easy to get into, but it's super rewarding to get into. I would say it's probably got one of the best ratios so far as the amount of effort you have to put into versus what you get out of it. Because it has a bookstore, a police department, it has a tool shop, it has a rural supply shop that has a gun shop in the back of it. It's got a bunch of just random houses for just random house stuff. Most of the time I will find the generator there. Usually I'll find the generator magazine, not necessarily in the bookstore, but in one of the houses in the area kind of thing. Not always, but most of the time. So it's got a pretty good balance of loot. There's also, for the middle of the map, it is the only place in the middle of the map that has a source of water nearby a gas station. And it's the only one. The closest you always have with the others are kind of on the extremities of the outside. So you have like, there's the gas station with water by Rosewood. That's kind of on your south end of the map. There is to the west of Riverside. There's a place there that's a northwest corner of the map. West Point and Riverside themselves have those situations as well, just by themselves. But that's the only one in the center of the map. Almost all the rest of the middle of the map is for the most part just farms. So if we're doing really long runs where you're going to be going to all the different cities, the Ekron gas station is one of like the strategically one of the best places to start or to make your main base, which is where we have our base. And people have a couple times hopped in here and it's like, oh, you're doing your 60X pop run again. Oh, you're using the same base location. I'm like, I would love a second base location, but that requires me to go one of the extremities of the map, which means then I have to drive from, Riverside all the way down to March Ridge just to do anything. And driving from Ekron just to Riverside is already enough of a chore. And that's only half that distance, if that. Like, you can imagine me, like, we're towing this just to Ekron. You can imagine me grabbing this car and towing it, all the way to Rosewood. I mean, the answer is I wouldn't. I would just say to hell with it. Leave the car there, and if I ever end up with, like, in the need of a new large vehicle, then I'd take a crap vehicle I don't mind dumping and drive up there and dump the car and take the better one. Ekron? Here, I can show you where Ekron is on the map. So, if you look here, so this is Rosewood, this is Riverside, to give you kind of just where you are. So there's, if you were to exit here and follow the road straight down, you'll notice there's this little set of roads here. This is the city of Ekron. It's not a labeled city. You don't go in here and there's like a big sign that says welcome to Ekron. You can't choose it as a starting location without, like, there's Pillow's random spawn mod, which is one we're running, which is why this exclamation mark here is this is where I spawned by just sheer circumstance. But yeah, so the reason why this town's so good is that's a bookstore, that's a police station, that's called a rural supply store. Basically it means it has a whole bunch of like tools and guns and seeds and watering pails, so it's a really good place. This is a tool store. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is like bunch of food stores. I don't care about that one. This is a tool store. So that tool store has like hammers and nails and crowbars and all sorts of good stuff. You've got a grocery store. There's like a town hall. Those aren't that particularly important. A pharmacy for all your med needs. And then you got a bunch of like random houses, and I usually have pretty good luck about finding generators in the magazine. Usually I find the magazine in one of the mailboxes in these type places, and then if I don't find a generator there, there's some farms down here I've had really good luck finding a generator in. So yeah, it's pretty good. But you'll notice this is a gas station up here, and right there is a body of water. So I actually built my base like right here, so that I'm between the pumps and the water. So with one generator, I've got both powered. And the thing is, it's the only map in that area. Yeah, so Ekron is like, it's not low zombie pop. It's like not quite medium zombie pop, so it's somewhere in between there. It's low-ish. Yeah. I wrote those notes. So yeah, I can go like this. So like if I wanted, I could sit there and be like, okay. Sorry, I forgot. It unpauses when you write notes for some reason. Yeah, so I could put notes and all that. I'm gonna go say it can be kind of rough because it's really only one of the main drag, and it's easy to draw tons of zombies at once. Yeah, there's only one main road at Ekron, so there's that. That's like one of the negatives is just all the zombies in Ekron are right kind of in that area. It's also a little bit of annoying because if it's a high population situation where you're having to like meat grinder your way in, there's only 2 or 3 places to push in from it, and while they're close-ish to it, none of them are really close to it, if you catch my drift. So you do have like a long hike until you can manage to get your hands on a car. Like if you have a car, it becomes a non-issue. It's like not that big a deal. But usually at that point, you don't have a car, so you got a pretty good hike to get in there. Alright, we're getting there. It's just this one road to the south, and that'll take us home. And then the other thing you can do is, like, say I was playing multiplayer. That makes this kind of situation easier as well. Because all I'd do is have a person jump in my car with me, we'd drive over to the car you want to get, you know, drop off the other person to grab that car, and then both of you drive back separately. Yeah, so that was the last of my fish. So we had to head back Ekron anyways, because I was about to run out of food. That's fine. We figured that was coming. But I highly recommend people watch out for the automated emergency channel, because it'll warn you. Like, it's actually telling me that there's a day of heavy rain coming up. By the timing, it means not the current day, so like 2 a.m., not the current day, but the next day we're probably going to get heavy rain, which is fine by me. That'll work out perfectly, because what that means is I can plant all the stuff and I won't even have to water it, because the rain will just take care of that for me. So I can make salads and everything else, but opening a jar, no. No. Fresh out. Cannot open a jar. Integer Smirk said, kids are in bed. Did I miss all of the push-up redeems for the day? Yes. So we are up to a full 100 push-ups at this point. We have done all the redeems. Thank you for everyone who's been tuning in, who's been lurking, chatting, following, subscribing, doing the bits, the hosts, the donos, the raids, and all of that good stuff. It all helps and I really do appreciate it. I do hope you have been enjoying the stream. And also, don't forget to eat, drink, stretch, and take care of yourselves. Yep, so we are towing a vehicle that's much bigger than ours, which I would love to go faster if I had that choice, but this car just doesn't have enough oomph to make that happen. That said, we are coming down to the last little turns here. We are on that final road that we get to our home from, so that'll be good. Then we'll be able to drive the Spiffo van back. Hey, Whistlebeak, how's it going? Having yourself a good lurk? I mean, you don't need to answer. I understand you're lurking, but thank you for thank you for lurking. That's what I meant. Integer Smirk says, I joined for the first 20. Got my stair climb workout done in town. 345 step stairway in 5 minutes. Not feeling too lazy despite 80 push misses. Yep, nah, that's fine. Like I said, pace yourself. No one should feel obligated to be like, oh, like, I have to meet the number this person is doing. It's like, nah, that's like totally on you if you want to do it. I would recommend, if you haven't worked out at all in a long time, be mindful that maybe not jump in on the deep end right in the get-go. You can always do like a reduced number of push-ups. You can do like 45-degree push-ups where you don't go the whole way down. Like whatever you gotta do. It's better to do a little active work than to do a lot at once and then not do it again. Oh, Spiffo van. Why gotta be like this? I also did get the roughed draft from the emotes I commissioned that are going to be added onto the channel. Good chance I'll have those not in the next 2 or 3 days. If I were to take a guess, I'd probably say Friday, maybe Saturday would be my guess of when I'd expect to see those. Granted, the artist has longer than that to take if they so wish, but just I've been working with this artist for a while, and that's what it feels like it's probably going to be when they deliver. And one of the ones I think a lot of people will be excited about is we do have one that is called Wee Woo, and you can guess what it is. Which for that one, the artist gave me like 2 different choices of how to present the Wee Woo one. And I had one that's like that more aligns with like all the other emotes in style. But then there's like, I feel like this is one that's meant to be silly. Let's take the sillier option. Like, Wee Woo is not a serious business kind of emote. So there's a yellow smiley icon on the top right above chat. It's called Emote Showcase. Is there? Top right above chat. I'm guessing that's not default Twitch integration. That to me sounds like better TTV or something else like that. Which I don't have anything for BTTV so far as that. I do have for oh, what's the other one? It's like Frankenfates. I do have the first set of emotes we got on the channel. I do have those on Frankenfates. I probably would add a bunch more of the others. I just haven't because it's a big chore. To the right of where it says gift sub number 1 or similar. Yeah, no, I don't see that on mine. I am not on mobile, so that could be what it is. But I do have, like, in the About section, I do have a thing that shows off all the emotes. The only ones I don't list, like, I have a bunch of animated emotes. Hey, Foxman. Yeah, I do have a bunch of animated emotes, but, like, in the little box I have in the About section that shows all the emotes, I don't show the animated emotes there because having the animated emote showing on screen the entire time people are watching can be difficult for certain people of certain neurodivergent conditions, so I don't want to do that. Yep. Oh, right. Yes. Thank you. I forgot to change it back. And fixed. Yeah, no, I see Arrival on Home. That's my home right there in the map. So it's like this road, like that's actually one of the roads that go, like one of the driveways, and this is the other driveway. So we're basically here. This is home. Always double check, make sure you're clear before you start pumping gas. It's gravel, but yeah. It's to keep the trees from growing there. I don't know if it works, but I figure what the heck. Can't hurt. Yeah, no, I did put a container of fuel in there anyways. The thing I need to do is recharge the battery. Gotcha. Makes sense. Yep, so we got our little flamboyance up here. We've got our generator, which I'm going to quickly check on. Generator's doing okay. I probably should repair it, though, soon. Ignore the half freezer. You know, that it happens. Got our freezers. We've got our rain barrels up here on the roof, a whole bunch of them. We have our storage room, which is partially painted. We have our katana bed, which is very important. We need to put up our doctorates. So not only did we get a doctorate in just being a doctor as well as a surgeon, we did it twice. Yep, so if you look here, this is what the battery charger looks like when you go into the cabinets and the garages and all that. But all you have to do is go down here. Oh, I think this has to be in that pocket. Yep, we got them both. Most people go to college for a very long time. However, why are you like this? There we go. Connect battery, heavy duty battery. And that'll put more of a load on our generator than I had before. We'll quickly go to sleep right away because we're tired.